Lisa's here.
Hello.
Hi. How you been?
Thought it was going to be just me and Sharon.
I was, just could be. Just have, because I can go find something else to do.
You
You guys
scared
can,
everybody with the big dead fish.
I guess so. I guess so. But just having fun. You know, thought I just,
I liked it.
play. It could be a great painting. I know I could paint that, and I know
I know you can.
it would be a great painting. It might take longer than a couple hours, but that it's very gray, so it's just warms and cool grays. A big tuna like that.
Was he a big tuna?
Yeah, it's a big tuna.
A big tuna Ricardo.
Yes. So it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been difficult. Right? It just it's just a lot of little stuff, and those to put it in right just takes time.
Hey, it's Sharon checking in. I missed
Hi.
you last week.
Yeah, what happened?
Um, I was cleaning house and washing baseboards and totally forgot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it wasn't
Yeah, I
just
mean,
me.
housework is not my thing. Um,
Mine either.
yeah. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good.
And this is our last class for this session, right?
Yes, this is it. And then when we'll be in a couple of weeks. We'll be starting up again. But I have my Saturday classes starting right up. Sorry, got to plug this in real quick. Uh, they're starting up on Saturday because I'm going to be gone in October.
Okay.
And to get 5, classes in just for anybody for them, we got to start early because I got a workshop in between. So it's always, you know, one step back, for those guys.
I missed the first class because I didn't get the link or whatever, and you said I could cut in on another one.
Yes, ma'am.
Should I just respond to the picture and let you know, or
Oh, yeah, if you want,
yeah,
you can just,
yeah,
yeah, if you want to just come, just go, yeah,
okay,
yeah, whatever you want to do.
okay, sounds good. Um, I'm ready to go.
Okay, good. So am I. Let's see. So, oh, Lynette's here too. Good job. Um, last week's, what did we paint?
The lion. Was it
Yeah,
the lion?
it was a lion, wasn't it? Yes. I don't know. Yeah, it was a boat, the boat thing. Yeah, I knew one. No, it was a tractor. Tractor. Well, I'll post it someday. Okay. Not sure where I put it. I can't get to it right now.
You showed us online.
Yeah, it turned
It was
out all
great.
right. I mean,
Turned out
it was interesting. It was an old type of tractor, so it just doesn't jump
Oh,
out at everybody as being a real tractor and stuff. So, but it was fun. It was fun. It had some nice little moments to it. But today we're going to be going to winter, which is a way to wind down summer is with a cool winter scene. This is just a nice landscape I took when I was out walking the dogs. One of those winter morning walks we have, and you know, I can't. It was kind of nice because usually I'm looking for shadows, and the only time you can get good shadows are like early in the morning or late in the afternoon. To get and this was an early morning one, trying to get these long shadows that come in and all the blues and stuff. So that is what we're going to be painting. It looks a little bit better than this, but it should be fun. Let me pull it up and we'll go over it real quick. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Pretty quick. Um, yeah, nice little scene. Uh, lots that blue snow and yellow. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, you got yellow light and blue snow. We should be able to do a pretty good job on that. The little things, the delicate little things are, those little teeny slashes of light in the snow. And being able to get those uh, put in cleanly. And that's the difference. This can be like the difference between putting things in with a bristle brush and putting things in with a artificial brush, the synthetics. Um, Synthetics will give you a nice clean line and just plow things around like that. Where a bristle brush, perfect for that kind of stuff. Any of that kind of smushy stuff like back in there, bristle brush will do that so easily. No problems. So that's one of the things. And this is again warms against cools. One side of the tree over here, definitely you can see you got the yellows and the oranges, browns, and then into the blues. And then over here we got purples and blues with our, orangey light. The one thing I would say on this one is, don't worry so much about this little stuff over here. Laying down things and stuff like that. You know, that just indicate is quite easier to do. Sometimes just a couple dots and coming back through dots of darks in the lights, is fine. It will work really easy for that. Let's see, what else we're going to do. One thing coming over here to the grayscale. Yes, looking at the color of that snow. This is kind of a mid type of painting because you get do get all the darks and then you get all these lights. I mean, you see how dark the wood is. All the woods and stuff running around here about 8s and 7s. Going to be 8s and 7s, all this stuff. And then you got all the light stuff here. You got the blues and the yellows and the things. You can see how pretty tight they are here. Those blues and stuff are probably more around 5 here, probably about 5s. And then the light on the thing is probably no more than a 3. It's probably closer than even to a 4, So that's the thing also to look at against all that yellow light. Don't let it get too bright. As you can tell, even in the gray, when we gray it out, it's 3s at the most. Except for, the sun itself. Yeah, that goes pretty doggone bright. That's going to get up into the 1s. But we're going to try and do is use a lot of color, though, and not have to go quite as bright as 1. Maybe we can keep it down to the 2 scale. Nothing wrong if you have to go to 1s or even if you go to 0. What the heck? You got to do it. You got to do it. A lot of times, if I use like white into my painting, it's usually a wet painting going on, and I'll work it in. It's not like a color I'm just putting in there as white, because there's no such thing as white. White's not a color. White's a tinter. It's for tinting paintings. It's for lightening and darkening, getting value. It's not for really for the color itself. Okay, so going back to the color version. Okay, yeah, some nice design. I'm kind of happy with this myself. This guy is not in the middle. At least he's off to the center, off to the side. You got the split at under one half the painting. Half of it would be here, so it's down from there. It's closer to a third at the bottom. You know, you got some nice tracks going through here to lead you around the outsides. So when you get this, you know, these slashes of light, you got these tracks that will stop the eye and move it around. And you got nice little pointers going back in, and you got nice little trees here to help, you know, keep the the viewer inside your painting. Uh, Also, this, like I was saying about the sunlight here, you know, it's nice that we do get a radiant coming across the tree here. We'll work on that and try to get that in there. It's not hard, uh, but it should be a lot of fun to paint because one of the things too is remembering these trees back here really see the color. Don't see brown, don't see, you know, a tree. Look at the colors. These are blues, these are purples, these are red purples, these are oranges and yellows, you know, going up there, especially around this area up here. When they leave, basically, when they leave the turf here, they become a color. They don't really become, um, you know, they're not a tree anymore. They have a lot of color in them. Pick up the color around them. So we're going to have fun painting those guys in. Um, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of trees there too. And you don't have to paint every tree, like I was mentioning. Just, I don't mind these guys here, these kind of things here. They're kind of nice. They have a nice little, you know, rhythm they create for the painting. Um, I like this one, and you know, like the big one. This is a good one. This, you know, the big trees are great. You know, they're easy to put in. You know, this stuff back here is pretty much all going to be a smush of brushwork and indications. You know, and then just coming back and putting in a highlight of white here and there. Not even white, really. Just going to be picking up the snow. So when you paint the snow in, you're just going to. That's when you're going to go back in and, you know, put in what you need, you know, what you need to get through here. Definitely when you do start putting in cools, look in these warm areas to put in a couple cools too. Don't, I mean, you know, they're there. They're just like they are on these trees, you know, that lose little spots that catch snow. These guys are catching them too. So look for them over there too. That would just really help pull the whole painting together, you know, keep it together. All right. So that's what I have planned for you guys. You know, there are some leaves still hanging around these dead, you know, dead winter shots like this. You know, still leaves can be on these trees. So, you know, they are just indications. A lot of times I'll put them in my knife at the end just to get them in instead of they don't feel too, um, they feel different than putting them in with a brush. They look different than that, and you know, I can always touch them with a brush at the end just to knock off some edges, or you know, that's about it. Another thing, yeah, edges. Look at this thing. There's not too many hard edges, really. Pretty everything does have a kind of a soft edge. The hardest edges are probably down here as a closer to the shadow areas, down here in the sun area, and you know, this tree should have probably some of the more sharper edges because it is closest to us, but it's really not even that sharp. So don't worry about it too much. It is kind of a straight tree here, so you know, you might have to really look at it for information in here to have some fun with color, stuff like that. I'll be there. I'm gonna try and get you 3/4 of the way there, and you guys can have a few weeks to finish up all the paintings. Any questions on this one? Okay, you guys, that's it. We are moving on. Right, colors. Turn this a little bit. Get the white in there. All right, yeah, colors are the same as we use all semester and usually I've been using for a long time now. Got titanium white, cad yellow light, cad red light, and cad orange. I got yellow ochre. This is on the this is pale yellow ochre. In fact, mine is just has a little more white into it than ochre does. Regular ochre, yellow ochre does. This is oxide, red oxide light, oxide red light. Alizarin crimson, just got a little bit of that. Cobalt blue hue, which we'll be using a lot of. Phthalo green on the blue side, which we will be using some of. And I do have some transparent oxide out here. Transparent oxide that might be red. Definitely some big brushes here. Going to be doing a lot of the work. Palette knife, definitely going to need that. So other synthetics, different sizes. And then bristle brushes, different sizes, same thing. They're going to be doing the yeoman's work here. Bristle brushes and this bigger synthetics. For this one, they're going to be, I find that the bigger the brush, the more I twist my wrist to paint and I make better marks. So I try not to go down to a little teeny brush till I have to. These guys up here, get them out of my way. And paint eraser, and you never know. All right, big brushes. Oils left behind. All right. Let me pull up photo again. There's the photo. It's a little bit brighter in my on my screen. Colors, definitely some purples, red browns. We need some purples and red browns. So let's start with blue. Going to start off with some blue and red browns. So I'm going to go blue and go in with a little, if you had cad medium, cad red medium, it would be perfect for this. So, but I don't have it right out, so I'm going to make it up a little bit. I'm going to start off with the alizarin first, alizarin blue. This is going to be on the red side. That's on the blue side. See, it's a little sweet. So I'm going to take and put just a little cad red into it, each one about the same amount. Just warm it up a little bit. So it's not a total. The rule of thumb is on a sunny day, shadows are cool, and cloudy days they are warm. So when you should on this, we do see a lot of blue purples, blue snow. It really tells you a lot. Other colors. Okay, so these colors, I did put a touch of cad red into, trying to make it more of like a cad medium than a. So, still thinking this one's probably not going to go too blue, but whatever. So it's kind of a blue purple. It's a blue purple, but it's not quite as sweet as what we have here, which is really not what we have anyway. So those two colors will pretty much do a lot of the background. The next thing is trying to get from the cool side to the warm side. And we're going to stay with blue. And I'm going to bring in, if you have burnt umber, or this is transparent oxide red. So transparent oxide red and blue. One on the oxide side. So we got a little bit of orange to it, brown side. That'll be good for some of this front tree, and some of the back trees would be a nice start.
I'm using the burnt umber.
That'll work. Just one side blue, one side things. It'll be just kind of be, it'll work. I almost wants a little bit of green to it, so you really need to go on the blue side. Yeah. It should look pretty similar to this. This turned out pretty gray. But when I add white to it, I think it's going to come down and could be a pretty nice tone for some of this tree here, these two colors. Okay, the other main color would be phthalo green. I'm going to put out a pretty good amount of that. And I'm going to go blue into it. Let me save some of that. I don't think quite. It should be a little heavier in blue than it is on green. I should have put out the, yeah, kept it on the blue side a little bit more. Move that over a little bit. I don't need quite that much phthalo green. So I got two of them here. One's should be okay. It almost becomes like a Prussian blue. So got some really cool ones. We got some really warm ones. I still want to make some other colors here. Got the green out just to try to think before I just throw it away. I want to see if we got any alizarin, but I don't have any enough alizarin out. Let me see if I can get the last of my alizarin out of this thing. Definitely would do phthalo green and alizarin, and this is a nice cool. Just get everything I can out of that. So phthalo green and alizarin. Okay. Put some blue out. Here, I didn't think I'd go through all my blue that quick either. Another thing, same thing. Squeeze that thing all the way down. Put it over here by itself with a little mix of phthalo green and alizarin. Look, you can use it for, maybe it'll become a sky or something, or maybe we'll get lucky and I'll be able to use it for snow. Those are your cool colors. They should be able to take care of. We should be able to get everything out of there with enough white. Like I said, I was going to take these two about a value of 7. So let's take these guys down to about a 7, which is, yeah, 7 should do it. And enough white. Yeah, see, that's the purple. That's a nice purple. It should have been on a little bit more on the blue side, though. That's a touch more white. I'm also going to add just a touch more blue because that should have been bluer. Just a little bit too much white. There we go. That's just a little too pale. A little more red into it. So back to the home value of the pile. There we go. Gonna leave it pretty close to that. Let's see what the red does. Pale. You can see that in the tree though. That's about right. I think this I'm gonna add just a little bit. Let's see. That one might. We'll see how that goes. Peroxide in blue. Just get this red. That could be in this area here. You might find it in the tree too. And then this one too, just kind of a gray mass, definitely tree color. Maybe we could still get it in here too. So these two can get into this tree here a little bit warm on the warmer side. Well, let's see what the blues do here. Blue greens do. Yeah, this value here though, I'm kind of thinking for the snow here. And the snow is really more closer to a 5, I think. It might be 6 or something. Not quite that. This is where I kind of messed up and put out too much phthalo. I started with phthalo instead of started putting the blue out, and you can see how green it is. Let's see if the other side I think is greener even. Yeah. Tore off. Definitely got to put in all my blue into these guys to get them the right value. Still too warm. All right, let's keep going then. I'm going to go down here to the blue since I got so much blue on my knife here. Go down to the real blue where I mix up blue with just a little bit of green in it and alizarin in it. Now let's see if I can, how that hits. Yeah, that's just a little grayed out. Not enough color. Better. Okay. I want that color so I can put it in a lot of things. These guys are going to change. I'm going to have to put out some more blue. But let's see, we got alizarin here with phthalo green. That'll be a nice purple. That's going to be definitely in that tree. Definitely, one of the would be a nice transition color for the tree from warms to cools. I mean, cools to warms, or either way, I guess really, that purple can, since it's made with red, and since it's, you know, it can be, get a little bit, on the orange side, goes with the orange just a little bit better than the other ones do, transition wise. Phthalo green side, pretty good. Let me put that blue back out. Want to change this one just a little bit more. There we go. That's closer than what I thought. Yeah, as you can see, just a hair of white into it and it can get there. But I'm going to leave a big chunk of it up here like that. This one too, I might just take it to the little bit closer, a little bit closer. Put a little bit more blue into it because it is a little bit, don't want to be too blue, but you can also see what happens when we add enough white to get the sky. So trying to get everything off my knife. All right.
The last blob on the right. What is that? That's blue and alizarin, or?
Yeah, blue. It basically, I had a little alizarin and phthalo green on my knife still, and so it's that and blue.
Okay.
So it's really mostly blue. And I think it's here. If I put blue, definitely I'm going to be having some blue and just white too at some point, probably in the painting.
But Jim, there's a way far right color that you did that's not the alizarin and the green. What's that one?
This one?
Over one more.
This
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's blue.
Oh,
That's just blue and has just a hair of phthalo green and alizarin in it.
Okay.
I was just putting out blue, basically, but I forgot I had that color on my knife, and I was digging in my, trying to get the last of my phthalo blue out of my tube, and so it kind of polluted it, and I didn't want to put it over here, so I put it over there, and I just put white into it, and it's a good color. It can be in here. It's you can see it's slightly warmer. This is basically blue with white. No change at all. No no secondary color in it at all. So we need this. Definitely going to need this here and there for little teeny spots. Beautiful, clean color to kind of walk people through the painting. Now we just need some warms. Definitely, we started getting some yellows and oranges, right? Alizarin, we've used alizarin. So I would bring on a little bit of alizarin. And we'll go with, I'd go with like cad red or cad yellow mixed with it. One heavier for the yellow orange. Really yellow side to get in here. And then the other one more on the a little bit more red to it. And this might even be too much. But that definitely is the orange. I'm going to keep that one there and do one more alizarin, but do it on the alizarin side. Just by bringing in just a little bit of yellow. So I have 3 of them. And I can use that up here. you know, for the trees themselves. So these three colors are my light. And this is really, you know, it's all about the snow. It's all about the coolness. So trying to get that to show through here. I think that'll probably be it. I think I can get, I think I can do everything with that. Okay, so I'm going to take these colors down, save most of the pile, and just add white to them. High key whites. This is probably going to be in 3s and on up. So we'll start with 3, adding enough white to take these to 3. I got a little bit of blue in my white, so I'm just getting rid of some blue that's in my white. I'm going to take this on up. Got to get these colors. This could definitely get into the sky back there. It's a little bit brighter. Maybe that one or the yellow version of it. Usually they're going to work in tandem. That will help start to get me up there. And then the red one probably should hit low. A nice transition kind of color. We're down in here. Maybe it's just a little bit on the red side, but then we got to still make a little sunshine yet. But I think some of these guys could be probably that. Can get that in there, and I can get it around here. That could get around in these things too. That's good. All right. Basically, we got to get yellow over blue and not have it turn to green. So I'm going to put out some white. The white just happens to have the right amount of yellow in it, almost. But I'm going to steal it from the pile that already has yellow white and start to make this color here. As you can see, it's a little bit yellow. Go a little bit more pink. Maybe I go over here and steal a little orange. Let's see, it can be in there. That can be in there, but it's still a little pinkier. I might go here and steal a little more pink from that one. Add white to taste. Let's see how that feels in there. That's closer. That's a lot. And still, see, we're trying not to lose too much color. Easy to lose color in these shadows, these lights, you know, because you add too much white. That's why I'm trying to give it a value and keep it just a little bit warmer. And put just a tear of yellow into this. And then the last thing I'll be doing is making a light for the sun. And, well, I still got to lighten up. I got to lighten up some sky here. I got to lighten up. Sorry. Got to take these guys up and lighten them up to sky color. So I'll just take these blue. I'll be taking all these colors pretty much. I should probably take them all up there. That's pretty good. That's even being on the green side, seems like it's working, because getting on the green side means when I go to the yellow side of the tree, I can get a nice transition between green and yellow, because they both have yellow in them. The green has yellow in it, better than the blue, but I can still use this blue. So I definitely want to use this blue a little bit lighter. Oh, this is also, God, I didn't even make the snow up. See, this is supposed to be the snow color. So hold everything. Let's get the snow color. So I'm just phthalo green, lizard, or phthalo green and blue, a lot of blue with white to about the color. That almost got it. With that one, it should. And should fits there. See, I got a warm here. If this is kind of warm, that's cool. So I can play these two together off each other, you know, and get the snow to, you know, bend in one flat color. Let's see this purple back here with white. This could come in handy, you know, when you get up in the trees. And this one, brown. I was thinking maybe I could get it in there. Might even be able to get it in here. Never know. I got a little bit of one of the things that's also got a little bit of purple in it because of next door here and me not cleaning my knife clean enough. Did not fold over my napkin. Let's see what these browns do. This is blue and oxide or burnt sienna. You get a warm gray. I was thinking definitely you might be able to get it in here, you know, in here into the trees. Just be my nice little warm accent. That's what phthalo green and white do. Oh boy. That's kind of nice. It kind of, you know, grays out and gets back here. If I get enough white into it, I can get it to right value. Lighten it up one more step. This would be nice for far away blues and snow because it kind of just takes the color out. You know, one of the things about snow is you have a lot of the intensities close, and as you go back, it's hard to tell that you know it's white. It's not going to, you know, change too much. Sometimes just losing some of the shadow color can give you depth. So that'll be nice to do. I'm going to lighten that one up too. That's blue white here, and get it to the same value here as these guys. I can probably get that in there too. Could get it just in front of these guys or behind it, maybe. So you got some nice colors there. Just shift it over. Subtleties that you know you might need. Definitely could use that. Might be nice for some of the sky. Okay, couple little teeny colors I need for. Ooh, get that out of here. I need to have for my finished things just a little bit of yellow and tons of white, which it's a yellow white. Can use that up in here. When I do that, you know, I go over here, put this yellow over it. You can see how pink starts to come out of that. I'll take a little pink and add white to it too. I went through all my white. Cannot believe that. This is when you do winter scenes, white is the color. I mean, white is not a color, but it's gonna be in there a lot. So I need a pink or alizarin. That's the same value as these whites here, so. And that'll be it. I do a blue too. Don't need that much. There you go. Those are your colors. Yellows and whites stuff at the end here. Don't want to lose too much yellow. I mean, lose too much white. I want to keep these things popping and have some colors. Almost the same as that now. So I might have to change it. So we start off with the alizarin and blue. Blue on this side, alizarin on this side. Came down to about a 7. Then I took them to about a 4 values. It's about a 4, maybe 5. And over here we did oxide red or burnt sienna in blue. So you got kind of a warm grays coming through. We took those down to 7s and about 4s, 5s. Then we did blue and phthalo green. This is green side, this is blue side. And then we brought them down. Could be the sky, they could be a lot of the snow. They're going to end up being a lot of the snow. Over here we have phthalo green and alizarin, and brought those guys down. Beautiful, going to be in a lot of the trees, these purples and greens. And then when you knock them all the way down here with the white, we got some of the back ones, some of the back tree indications. Could be really nice there to, add depth in a flat, try and get one color to move here. So we got here, and this is just basically almost straight blue. Straight blue has a little bit of phthalo green and alizarin in it, just because of my knife. It was on my knife and I didn't clean it white, right? So it's just a little touch warm, and then we added white to it to bring it down to the same value here. Over here, now this is just blue and white. And yeah, you can just see it's just a little cleaner. But we need it for a few spots. That is pretty much at a 7. I should have took it down. I took this one down to a high key white one just before the sun, just for the spots in the sun. Sometimes just to get that Sunday heat up, you just gotta put a cool in there and make it white hot. So you can see just a little different than that one, but you can give me something to play with at least. Then we did one on the sunny side of the tree, and we're just going to be kind of keep it simple. It's going to be phthalo green or alizarin, crimson, and just cad yellow. This is on the crimson side. This is on the yellow side. This is again on the more crimson side. Those reds out of there. Bring them down with white, really high key, a little bit higher key than the blues and stuff. They were really at 3s. That's at a 4. Most of the other ones are at 3s. And then we brought them down a little bit farther here. And then I made the specialty colors of yellow with white, alizarin and white, and blue and white, real blue and white. And see how we can do it. That should do it. That should get us through this painting pretty easily. Any questions?
We're just so smart, we don't have any questions.
I guess so. Yeah, that's all it takes. All right. We'll see you guys later then. Now, I just gotta wet my hands and get everything up and running. Toning my canvas, since it's a warm painting and stuff, I still don't want to use anything too warm because the greens are all the blues are gonna go to green. So I'd have to go with an oxide red light. For this one. Let me get back. I'm going to bring it in a little bit. I need some room. I am doing a 18 by 24 painting. So it should turn out pretty well. I'm going to, like I said, tone it with oil and a warm red, but not too warm. Like I said, probably take it easy on the sky. You might be able to use this color, on the warm side, a little heavier. Especially you got some yellows and oranges and stuff. This might be really kind of a nice thing. Like I said, I'm gonna take it really easy down here. So in the middle of the painting, that's where I'll put my heavy wash. And I'm just gonna spread it out pretty much from there. And there's my trees. What do you think? Looks like that. You used my brush. It pretty much that is pretty much it too for those guys. More oil than anything else here. And then I'll draw it in. You want to move the tree over, give it a lean. That's cool. It does have sort of a lean, so just a hair of a lean, so it's not too perfect. Always fun. That's the thing about the trees, finding, making sure that they're not too boring. Just a little tone. This tone might be good for some of that light too. I mean, since I was finding that that light coming from behind the tree, was catching a lot of had a little more red into it than I was thinking. Doesn't look like it. Looks a lot of yellow. Probably should have more yellow in it. Anyway, I'm going to draw it in. There's not much to draw in. I'm not going to draw in the big trees. Just get a little bit wider at the bottom. This one here. So it tapers just a little bit. There's your paint. That's it. That's the tough part. And everything else is blue underneath here, and everything Just a couple little spots of light. Footsteps kind of come in here, right in here. And they're just going to be, basically, they're just staggered. A little bit staggering of squishy brushwork, right? Not a whole lot more than that. And not a big part of the painting. This could probably go just a little lower. Not by too much. I want it a little higher than it is in the photo. So I'm going to probably end up, squishing a lot of stuff here. So this mid area from here to down here just kind of does a little bit of thing. This is all going to be dark. And the tree is going to be dark. Footsteps here. Big light here. Making sure, that's almost as big as the tree itself. Myself enough room to get some other spots in here of light. Like I said, the big trees, they're easier to put in. I just don't want to dirty everything up too much with these dark trees. Never have to paint around them. I'd rather paint the sky in first and then put those guys in, because they're not really black anyway, so they have a tone to them. So our first colors. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, alizarin and blue. This is supposed to, and it has, sorry, it's blue alizarin, but it does have a touch of cad red into it, right?
Red or blue side.
This is on the blue side. The blue side. Definitely blue side. And I'm just going to start by loading up the bottom of the painting and drawing it up, right? Simple things. Middle of the tree, I'm just going to give it a little bit more color than the sides. That's just a start. I'm going to turn that. Not going to go any heavier than that because that would. I was looking for it down here, right next to the snow. And the thing about when you paint that like that, you want to paint a little bit over the snow. You want to have the snow come back into over this color. And when you do that, you'll get a lot of the color breakups, nice things that you're trying to achieve down here, and you can achieve them pretty easily by not doing much. That's on the blue side. It didn't really go quite the color I wanted, but it's all right. I'm going to start with alizarin and start that slightly back here at the back. I'm counting on orange to change this color a little bit, so I am putting it in kind of thin. And I'm going to carry it over to this side a little bit. I got to bring that down just a hair more. I'm going to go back to the blue side, try getting a little bit darker over here on the outsides. Probably go on the red side again. Now this is the red side. Might just bring that into this trunk a little bit over on this side where it's going to go towards the orange side or the warm side of the tree. Just not by much. Most of the stuff's going to be wiped out anyway. I'm not worrying about that. I got to come back and put in a lot of stuff. It has to be put in with a bristle brush. So I'm just basically loading it up, kind of going to go through it, just reinforcing the drawing, reinforcing the idea in my head. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to jump way forward and paint the background. This is usually I don't do this, but I'm doing it. So this is blue, phthalo green, blue, and a little bit of phthalo green, tons of white. It's a little warm. I'm going to keep it a little warmer in the middle to the tree. It's very thin yet. I didn't really put much paint on it. Back here, I'm going to go with a little bit more blue and white, the bluer blue and white farther away. And I'm just putting in the paint. I'm just going to bringing it down. With my brush and go over and do the orange side. Again, this is just basically alizarin, cad yellow, just a little bit of alizarin and white. So it's kind of an orange white. Just a little bit too bright, too not bright, too bright. So I'm going to go to it with a lot more white in it. Down here, I'm leaving this a go a little bit because I'm gonna be very rich. So it's almost I'm painting almost in reverse. I'm almost painting this like a watercolor. I want to be bringing in the warmth, the richness, the colors in now into the painting. Now that I have just a tone down that I can get away with. Instead of painting around things. I'm going to take this orange, this pale orange, and start to work it into this green. One of the things is too, you got to put it in quickly and don't keep blending. Doesn't have to be perfect. You got a lot of other like colors that are going to be coming over these things. And this is going to be kind of get a little dirty. So saves a little bit of the paint left for some of the fixes. Let me see about this. I'm just going to put a little pink into some of this spots right up about there. Might even try it on the other side. Let's see what happens over here. Nah, doesn't do anything. I was going to use it for the light of the right here is going to be the sun coming in. Don't know. I think that's going to really do much. Looks about white as white can be anyway. All right, I'm going to clean that brush a little bit. I'm going to go to the yellows and warm side again. Can you see on this warm side? Start above where I put that dark purple and work it up. Just let it be a little bit. Come over to the other side, just do the same with a little bit less paint. Just run it out of my thing here. Moving quickly to keep it from getting too dirty. Just a touch more. Oh. And if I go to the yellow side, this is the yellow side. I can't even tell. Maybe I was using the yellow side instead of the. Maybe yeah, I was using the orange yellow side. Maybe I need the orange side of that, so it's just a touch more red into it. And I was thinking about it here, just touching it and letting it mix a little bit. If I pay attention, I can start to, get a little bit of stuff happening here. Just trees just by pulling it up. Now I'm just going to a little more red in my brush. So this is an orange. This is a alizarin, an orange, yellow, but it's on the alizarin side, so it's red basically. I have the orange, and now I'm just going to drag it over that cool purple, and we're just going to change it to a warm purple. Keep that coming onto this side a little bit. Just let it come out of the brush. This is going to get darker. It's going to get darker, but this is going to have a in between strokes. I'm hoping that, this color is going to get in there and do some things. Okay. Just a few things here on this. While I have this color, there is a tree here that goes through here. Gets a little more warm yellow on the outside up here. It's right behind this big tree. So just placing that in. Since I got that color, okay, right here is going to be the suns. There's like two big trees that are leaning in here. I'm just going to spot them in here. get the colors to, be rich enough, sometimes we're going to have to probably, really touch it up a little bit at the end, push some colors at the end. But this will work out pretty good for a long time. So this is just the alizarin and a little bit of yellow as, and then just a little bit of purple it's picking up. I wanted to have the background in before I did this. Basically just because of this, because you can put these things in now, get a few of them in, and it starts to feel like something right away. So you can start to, balance off the sides, the color and things like that. All right, so that I'm, sorry, jumped the gun there. Well, that's kind of how it had. Just wanted to get that stuff in, because this can go pretty fast. This can be a pretty fast painting. And some of these darks got to go over these things, and so I might as well have them in. I'm gonna go back, and we're gonna go to blue, alizarin, blue. We're gonna go to blue and phthalo green. What we used with white, without white. Let me see which one. Any of these guys. These guys are really kind of dark. It might be just to keep it in the shadows. This is blue and phthalo green, no white. And what I'm thinking, just bring it in for these subtleties of shadows. In the shadows, just where I kind of see a little bit of indication that it's going in, and so putting that in there before I put in the regular color on top of it. And add just a little bit more blue to this. It's just a little green. So definitely is going to put it a little darker at the bottom of the painting again, just like water and a few other things, that contrast coming forward. You got to have, even in the snow, we got to have a little contrast in the blues. Also, we're just going to layer in, start to help figure out the snow shadows here. Just gonna run it on my brush. I'm gonna use also so another spot here. Just a little bit of that into this tree here. Go back here. Um, just touching a few of these snow areas here. I did start to touch a few of these trees back in here too. Some of the red ones, sometimes you get just a little warmth hitting them. I mean, you get the red, but then you get a little bit of blue in there, makes it green and stuff. It just looks really all right. But okay. All right, gonna go to the alizarin and blues. Alizarin and phthalo green, I mean. This is on the alizarin side. I think it is. Thinking I made this tree just a little too skinny. All right. So I'm pushing some colors, trying to get a bunch of colors in there. You know, kind of nice to already have some of the sky figured out. Not bad. Just cleaning my brush here to basically I'm on my that's my darks. That was it. With the oranges, yellows, even with no whites. I did use some whites, did do the top, yeah. Now I can go down here and do the midtones. Let's see what happens here. This is the blue and ox in red, alizarin, and with just a little cad red into it. I was going to be pretty heavy right in here. I wasn't sure if it was going to be red enough or dark enough. Where is my bristle brush? I'm going to get that out. I'm just going to lay it in lower here, put the paint in, and then I'm going to grab a bristle brush.
James, which pile did you pull from for that one?
This is oxide. This is alizarin and blue with one of the very first colors with just a
Okay,
little cad red into it, and it's the blue side.
okay.
It's a lot. Yeah, that's really quite right. That's feels good. It feels really good color wise. Heavier as I go away, a little thinner as I get to the tree, get to the other side. I don't see anything on it. Definitely, you won't want to get a little of this color in the tree. You're going to find it lower here. And just bring it in a little bit. A bit more on the outside here. Okay. All right. Like I said, big brush. Then I go to my bristle brush. Still pretty big. I want to keep a big brush. And I'm still going to be using that same color. Maybe a mix a little darker, maybe too. Oh, so it's not exactly the same. So I can get in here a little bit. So it's not too flat going across here. So I can move this colors. A lot of pushing. And I'll start to take it up into the sky. Just try to find a little bit of it in this orange over here on this cool side. Always nice to have it in here. Sorry, somebody just came home. So up here, I'm going to switch and go to a little bit more phthalo green and alizarin on the green side. Or some of these top ones up here. There's a couple clumps right in here. Put the paint in there, and then the heavy spots kind of like in the middle, and then kind of just drag them down into the green, into these guys. Do the down one, and I'll take it up. And this And it should be, you know, it's a great way to just simplify this thing. And I'll be doing right here next to it is some of the big trees too. So I'm gonna start putting in big trees too here. So I'm gonna just paint the other way. Get a little too heavy. Okay. I'm going to go back almost to the home, really dark part of this. Start putting in the trees, the bigger trees. First, I'm going to put in this double tree here. Um, find out where that goes. About a third of the way. Put it in right about here. Comes down, breaks that a little bit. Goes up. Turns a little bit and keeps going. Yeah. I use the that. Switch over to so I started with blue and alizarin, that color. Then I kind of going to be switching over here to purple side of it for one side of the tree. When it comes, that twist in it comes in here. So see a little more red in this section. That's going to stay blue. And then over here on this side, there's one more limb. That's more on the green side. And they all just kind of like twist right in here. So this is, well, that was going to be thing, but I think it's going to be phthalo green and purple here. Well, that's it without basically any white. Might come down and try and use just a little bit of color. That's a little too bright. Color, I mean, just a little bit of white into the color, into it to get these couple secondary colors to pop a little bit. That's gonna be it. One of the things about the limbs and things, they get thinner as they go away from you. And keep them. You don't have to do too sharp of limbs too. So that's why I'm kind of going against the grain, putting them in. I'm gonna put in this next one too. This is just going to be alizarin and phthalo green. On the green side, back here for this one, it's just kind of a small one. Just breaks the snow line back there. Just a touch of oil, maybe. Make it slide a little bit and then come back into it. Okay. I'm going to put in this big one. It's pretty straight. And I'm going to make it into straight, but I mean, it's straight, but it goes a little angle to it. I'm going to put it in with alizarin phthalo green and just a little bit of white. So, but it's on the alizarin side. So it has a little purple tinge to it, where these other ones were kind of greenish. And might have to I'll be coming back in with a secondary color. There is 1 and 2 right here next to this guy here. It's really dark. Darker than that though. And it breaks the snow line about here. Yeah, I'm just looking at the thicknesses of the trees, making sure that they're all a little, not the exact same. I'm not getting too many of these mid trees like this at the same thickness. Make sure you got to, they twist a little bit. This one's supposed to be flatter, right? And it turns a little bit at the end. Then there's this one that comes in from here, goes down to here, almost touches that tree, comes back over, dives next to this guy. Do them thin and then thicken them up. Don't worry about the snow either. We'll get to the snow. Definitely this one's going to get a little more red to it. Right about that thickness. And there's this big one back in here. Yeah, I was going to stay with these dark lizards and phthalo greens. Just doing the dark parts of them. Come back and warm some things up, but it should be okay. I'll look and see how some stuff affects this guy a little bit. Definitely. Okay. Just a little more alizarin into these colors. And I start to get some of these little back trays. Really gently putting them in. Well, and that's pretty much it for the background too. Just after I get a few more of these, couple more trees that kind of come through here, and just a little more on the alizarin side for the dark value. Touching up here, reaching up. Things get these spread out at the bottom a little bit. And then I push them back, at least with the snow. That is what we're going to next. So I'm just gonna go through. This is just a alizarin blue. Again, from the top very first one. In fact, I'm using the alizarin side pretty heavily into this color. Basically, it was the same color, folks, isn't it? It's just a different variation, just coming down just a little bit to make some different markings. It should be good. That's a few more. That's enough. Okay. Get some idea where I'm going. Now I'm going to come back before I wipe this off too much. I'm going to come back to that alizarin and cad yellow mix, the reddish mix, and just start to warm up this one side of the tree here. A little bit of red into the middle to top area here, but I'm just going to go about 3/4 of the way across the back end. A little bit of oil. A little bit of oil. All right, now we're gonna put in some snow. Gonna work the blues, the cools, and then, leave little areas for the warm paint, the warm light to grab onto. We're gonna be working a lot of the cool blues now. Gonna go to a little bit different bristle brush. With that, I'll make the oil with it. And then we'll work on the tree after that. Let's see, this is a little bit on the green side. Aquamarine color. That's what I was talking about. You can get a nice effect just by pushing it into the darks and not working it too much. Well, that's a little bit warmer green. Yeah, a red, blue, green. That's more on the green side. I'm going to just keep coming back in here a little bit. A little rich back there, but there's going to be some nice color back in here. Good. That's that too. Um, Basically, I'm just going to run it down here in this lobe area of this tree. Uh, Basically, I'm just going to try to pull it down with one stroke, just pull it down and just let the paint come off the bristle brush and mix in here. Leave a little bit of darkness in here for these crevices, the tree. Make it up too. A little bit cooler on this side, but then it warms up. All right. Well, that's the green side of the color. Now I'm gonna do the blue side. Now I saw the blue coming in down here because it's slightly darker feeling. Oh, see this is right dark. Put a little bit more blue into this color. Trying to get a little bit darker. And I was thinking just for these steps here. Beginning of them and over here and stuff, they just can be very dark. And well, blue, more on the blue side. Yeah, coming down. And so most of this dark is pretty much that's about it. This is the only place it's goes only back to right about here, about, and then everything else gets goes a lot lighter. Shouldn't put in the steps too much because it's try this blue. This is basically that blue I mixed up accidentally blue and just a touch of alizarin phthalo green in it. Yeah, it doesn't go do too much, but I mean it could go back in here. This start to give you some distance, gives you some midtones. Might be nice on, let me try this up here. Just not bad, really. Yeah, let me try this. This is just blue and that color, and I was thinking, taking a bristle brush and just touching a couple of lines for trees back in here, some of the snow. Especially at the right on the edge of the tree of the woods and the there. I'm gonna go with this little bit the lighter phthalo green and blue mix, just on the green side. A little bit more white, a lot more white to it, and just start to fill in these areas here, just on the greener side. So it's a little aqua-y. Might have to put a little bit of yellow in that, yellow and white, instead of white into it. Warms it up a nice. Especially when it goes just a little bit farther back on the yellow side here. See what I'm pretty much that's it for this area, except for for a little yellow. Get that light enough, a little more yellow in it. Well, I'm just using not yellow and white, but it has just a little bit of blue in it. Um, it's a little bit too bright for there, but maybe I can use it back in here. Basically use that light, to really separate out tree shapes. Except this one's going to be too bright, but gotta darken it down. That's too bright. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to go to a phthalo green and alizarin. For my light snow back here. Too bright. So these are right now I'm using alizarin and phthalo green for my far back stuff again. So trying to make just basically breaking the base of these woods here. Here and there, and still get some longer things going through. Oh, gotta be warmer. Over here, I'm starting to work on that lighter phthalo I was using over in here again. Phthalo and blue down the green side, which is, a lot. I was really expecting it to be way more blue on the blue side. And finding it really on the green side. So this phthalo green and blue on the green side, really green side. Really, this whole midsection here is really on the green side. Wow. Okay. Let's get into the. I'm gonna clean my brush. That blue out of here. Blue green. I start to get some of this. See if I can. Don't think I'm gonna get it out of that. I need a clean, pretty clean brush for this. You know what? I'm gonna dive in here and put in the highlights a little bit. This pink. Oh, see how it's when it comes out. You put it in there, it just looks like white. And you know, you got a little bit. Got to go a step light darker. Wow. So this is that pinkish color, alizarin and yellow. Bring it in here. More, just tone this area a little bit more with this color. Then go to the yellow version of it. Just not enough color. Less white, a little bit less white. Wow. Take enough paint and just a little bit of oil so I can get over the start of some of these steps. Now I'll come back in and lighten it up a little bit. Just get some areas here just a little too yellow. So I do have that, at least the light version to get in here. This is way too pink. So it needed to be blued up a little bit. So I need some little blue into it, but I want to do that right now. I want to keep these colors going here. I'm finding just a little bit more pink coming in now. Oh, cut back to a synthetic. Get these other slashes in here. There we go. Just a touch of oil. Then grab my paint. And a little green. Okay. Do that first one a little bit. And I find this one here, this one coming off the edge here being a little more pink. Where I'm sitting just on the edge there. Same on the other side too. Pink, basically it's, I'd say pinkish, but it's alizarin and a little bit of yellow, then white. Right there too. Just a little bit more into these guys too. So it's really not a, you look at it on the on the palette, this color is really pink, really has a strong red cast to it. But now putting it up against these guys in the same value really doesn't jump out at all. All right. Now we'll get back in here. Clean this brush out. Gonna put in the sun here. If I have the colors, it'd be great. I just kind of like want to use them all. Well, let's see this pink first. Yellow and white around the outsides. A little bit of yellow orange in the middle. Might have to darken down, yeah, that background back there a little bit more afterwards, because it's not contrasty enough to get this out. But here's the yellow white or the blue. Coming through there. Yeah, probably have to come back and just tone that background down. See if this works. Blue and orange. Purple, purple, just to gray it out. Still got some warmth to it. This value still is a little too light. And just basically just keep adding stuff. You know, I think all my lights are dark. Need me to be a little richer and darker. And put in the rest of the trees up there, and it should be good. It's temp time. Yeah, couple minutes. So I'm trying to use this light now as I come down to speckle in some of the subtler branches and trees back there. Oh, and I gotta get a little bit of light coming through here. Has an orange tinge to it. I'm just gonna thin out some paint here. I don't want too much. I want kind of a thin paint. It come through here and just come at an angle, try to lay it down. Just pull it across. Clean my brush, do the same thing. This is the color I'm using is uh, cad yellow and alizarin. It goes about 3/4 of the way across. I'm coming back with just a little orange red now on the lizard side. These top areas here. Let's get the last trees in. It'll be good. Okay. That's about it. Really, I mean, the rest is a little bit of knife work. I'll come back in with some pinks and oranges. High key things here, maybe. Get rich, I can get them. Just get edges here. Just touch them up. This is really kind of brings it to life. It's the end is just a little bit of knife work here and there. Don't play with it too much. Just drop it in and leave it. Just make sure it's the right value and you're pretty much good, especially with this stuff back here. You're putting in with a knife, think about it, it's going to be probably almost too bright. You have to put it in a dark value because of the amount of paint, darker value of it. Just a little heads up when you get there. But this one's about there. It's only like so find out where the knots of the trees are holding some paint and putting it in here. And then putting in the little team things. bring in for a close up and say there's still a lot of work to do, but there are some good things going on in it so far. I just got to get in front of it. But starting to work, colors starting to get squeeze around there. You can start to see the oranges and the pinks and the blues, how they kind of go together and vibrate a little bit, give you some sun, light here. Well, we'll look at that. But nice winter landscape to end up our summer classes. You know me, something different. So let's see what you guys did. So you guys turn your stuff on. And let me take a gander and see where you are and see about sending it up, putting it up on the student site. Who we got here? We got Linda first up, Linda Mack. This is right here. This is your little Canadian
Yes.
scene, girl. Oh, you got to turn your, she shut off her video on me.
Hang on.
You did that on purpose. Oh, you had it. There you go.
Okay. All right. I'm quite a ways behind. But I think the basics are there. Let me see.
Yeah.
So that,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, they are there. Definitely, you got them there. Yeah, you can just probably a little more intensity in the up front in the color.
You know what? This is looking way washed out on my.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot more.
Did
yeah,
you say out? Did you say out?
Out. I did. I've only been here 38 years. Come on.
I know. Why? All of a sudden, it just comes out.
It comes out. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've got to improve that back sort of purpley area too.
Little heavier, just a little heavier.
Yeah.
Little heavier, and let the thicks and the thins of the paint just do a lot of the work, and then basically, yeah, since I kind of put it in light in the midtone, then I came back with the dark home value of it, and really came back and just pulled out the trunks I saw on the trees.
Right.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. You're right there.
Well, I'll keep working on it, and then I'll put it up so you can have a little gander.
Yes, we'll have some fun. It's good. Definitely fun. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Who else we have here? Lisa P. and everybody else. Turn your stuff on. Quit painting. Brushes down. Mike's up. Lisa P. coming. Chris. So she didn't paint. Oh, Sharon. See if Sharon. Here we go. Ooh, look at that intensity of color. Holy crapola, girl.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
I got mine up. Let me try to get you all by yourself.
It's the rainbow tree.
I know, but it's so intense. It's really neat.
It works.
Let me see something.
Too much? Too intense? I have a lot to do still.
Yeah, no, it's intense. It's intense. I think that's fine. I'd say you're going to want to bring it just a little bit more warmth to the other side of the tree.
Okay, I see. Yeah, so it's not so.
Yeah, you got the light on the tree looks fabulous. Though, I mean, the light going around the tree, boom, that is beautiful. And even the color, the purple, the blue on the bottom, and you got everything really correct. It's looking great. I mean, even the snow, it looks fabulous.
Snow's fun to paint.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want and be wrong. Good color there. Everything's really good. Yeah. Now mess it up. Get messy.
Working on it.
Yeah. When you get to the rest of the trees, then you're going to get messy. Okay. You put the ones in you want. You don't have to put them all in.
Okay.
Okay. I've given you that option.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let's see what Sharon did.
You got it?
There we go. We got it. Oh, nice, Sharon. Good to see you painting again here. Getting to see you once in a while. It's been a while.
Well, I really worked on doing loose strokes and a big brush. So
You did. It looks
Yeah.
good. It looks really good. I'd say that orange though, right behind the big tree, in
yeah,
between. Yeah, it might be a little heavy right there. You're gonna have
Okay.
to soften that into the sky, the two skies together a little bit,
okay,
and you'll be good. You'll be good to go there. And then it's all the little stuff now.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
good. No, it looks great. I'm glad to see trying to loosen up by painting with a bigger brush than you need to.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm much more comfortable with landscapes than I am animals.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah.
We just had to get a couple animals in for a few other people, but now we're good. We're good to go. We're done.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. And did I miss anybody? Okay. All right. Well, good going. Nice job on this one. I know I've had this shot for so long, just sitting there, going, and I go, winter comes and then go, I just don't feel like we paint one winter scene in winter, and I go, I'm done. I don't want to be coldness then again. So, painting one here, and we'll paint some more in the fall. So we'll get some snow scenes and simpler ones, get more streams again. We'll be good. We'll be good. So
What's
that's
going on going forward?
for what?
Sorry.
You talking to me?
It's gonna,
When does the next session start?
Is that what you were saying? Okay.
I don't know, but I'm asked the question too.
Okay, we're scared. Don't listen to her. Yeah. Well, we got a
gonna
couple.
go on going. It's our last class.
Yeah.
Sorry, my internet's messing up.
Yeah. That's what it is. Sure, it is. I think a couple weeks. It's right after Labor Day. The week after Labor Day, we'll start. And it only goes for 5 weeks because I'm going to be gone in October, most of the October, mid-October on, and then we start back up in November, and that takes us almost to Christmas. So, it'll be 2 sessions basically to have to do. So you don't have to do it. You can do one. You don't have to do the other one. Whatever, but we're going to be again hitting a landscapes, seascapes, all the scapes, and then we'll be doing people
Animal husbandry.
and some animal husbandry. Yes, we'll get an animal in there. Somebody wanted a still life again. Oh, I know. So we'll grit our teeth and maybe paint one. Maybe a teeny small one, maybe.
Pains you, doesn't it?
I tell you.
Really.
But guys, thanks for joining and for these few weeks. And it was a good summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, good summer. It's hot.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, it's been fun. It's been fun. I've got some half finished ones here that I'll work on.
Yeah, you got a few weeks here before we get
Yeah.
going again. So finish some, sell some, get some sales. Okay.
Okay.
And I will hopefully see you guys all in a few weeks then.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Is your October workshop in Michigan?
My October, no, they are in Seattle.
Seattle. Okay. Yeah.
I got
Well,
two in Seattle.
I'm looking to go north this summer, at the end of summer. So, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Okay.
shoot. Okay.
Good night, all.
Night.
Good night,
Bye,
everybody.
good night. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.